How's it going, everybody? RazingHel here, and today we are going to be starting the third mini-campaign in Stronghold Crusader HD called the Kings Crusade. So let's get started with mission number 1, Belvoir Castle, Delaying Tactics.
The fall of Jerusalem sends a shockwave through Europe. It is said that upon hearing the news, Pope Urban III died of grief. His successor, Gregory VIII, demands that the kings of Europe put their differences aside and unite for a new crusade. The remnants of the European army taking refuge in Tyre are on the verge of surrendering to Saladin. Europeans march out from Belvoir Castle and begin raiding Saladin's caravan routes to distract him from Tyre.
Saladin has taken the bait and is moving on the strategically important Belvoir Castle in the hinterlands. The garrison cannot hold out indefinitely, but must hold off the attackers long enough for Tyre to rebuild its fortifications.
Okay, so this is a timed mission. Basically, we have to hold out until this bar here fills up. So let's get started. I'm going to slow this. Used to using that to rotate the camera. What is our default view? I suppose this is it. Yeah, so by default, we have, we don't have much food. We don't have wheat. I'm going to delete the chapel. So what we want to do instead is build hops farms, and we need to get some ale up and going. So the thing about this, hops farms fit on a relatively small amount of grassland. But at the same time, I want to also have enough wood coming in to support the sustained expansion in this case. Probably going to need another hovel. How much wood do we have? 88. So we could actually start building some additional weapons workshops. I think it would be good to have a head start on that. So that's what I'm going to do. Maybe put down one more hops farm. If I can fit one nicely here. I don't know, maybe there. And then we're going to start some weapon production. So we have access to quite a few different units. Oh, we have access to all of them. Even knights? I would not have expected. No, we don't have access to knights because we don't have a stable. Yes, okay, so this Fletcher is building crossbows. This one's building arrows. Let's move that over to crossbows. And then we need a few tanners. I'm going to be positioning them here relatively close. Those kids will get out of the way to the dairy farm because they have to go over there and get the cows. So the tanners are not going to be quite as efficient, I don't think, as the Fletchers, and therefore I'm putting an additional one down just to make sure we have enough. There's a lot of peasants loitering around. Let's see if we can get some cheap buildings. If I could fill the rest of this space up, perhaps, with apple farms, I think that would be a good investment. How much wood? We don't want to run out of wood. 6 wood. Yeah, because we have those Fletchers. Okay, we got more wood coming in. Let's speed up to 80 or so. And by the way, I think I actually want to pull everything inside. So I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to be positioning units. We have 3 towers here. How much stone do we have? 61. I'd like to just block this area off entirely. And then basically extend the tower maybe from here. So like that, and then we'll put... Oh, we don't have enough stone for that. We might after deleting this. Yes. So there, that's where the new tower is going to be. Make the castle a little bit more compact, I think. I think that would be a good idea. And I would also like to start... Do we have any hops? No. Start with what? I had an idea here. I'm playing it kind of fast to not have a plan. What was the plan? Oh, I wanted another Fletchers. Excellent. So this one's just going to make regular bows, because I think it'd be kind of nice to have a mixture of crossbows and regular archers. Obviously, we're going to be producing more crossbows than regular archers, but okay. We got our first hops in. Let's get a couple of breweries down. It's always a tricky word for me to say. Brewery. Yeah, I make an idiot of myself whenever I try to pronounce that word. And then I think a third hop farm would do nicely. So there we are.
Our granary stocks,
Our granary stocks are growing. Probably want to focus more on weapons. So we have wood, we have gold.
building has no labor.
500, we have a lot of gold actually. That's really
Not enough workers available.
begin scaling this up. And then once we actually get some ale, I'm going to be putting down an inn, so that way we can actually start taxing the peasants a bit.
Recruits needed, sire.
So that's all going to be good. Yeah, a lot of wood, a lot of wood. Let's get that inn down. And I'm just going to delete this piece of the castle.
Outlying villages have
Oh,
Arabian soldiers
no,
heading this way.
no. I actually want a little bit more time to prepare for that. So, we need a few things here. Like, I'm not even sure. Maybe I should slow this down all the way. I want to finish this wall off, right? The perfectionist in me wants to finish that wall. Okay, we need Engineers Guild. So, there's Engineers Guild. Running out of gold quite rapidly. And, oh, that is not a tower that can have a ballista. Do we have enough stone for this? 60. Yeah, we have enough stone. So delete that. And we're going to extend the tower like off here instead. So maybe a bit like this. And then we're going to put up a square tower that we can actually mount a ballista on. So there is square tower, there is ballista. Now we just need some gold. We're down to 35 gold. 228, that should be enough. And then 6 engineers. That should do just fine. And take those 6 engineers. Man those ballistas, like that. And then... I know a lot of times when you're attacked in this map, the swordsmen go after that iron mine up there. What I should have done, I should have actually followed their directions and added an additional gatehouse over here. So that way we can get the stone moving a little bit faster. I'm also going to put down a couple more ox tethers. How is our inn doing? +6. Increase those taxes by 4. And I want another hovel.
Arabian forces
Oh
are
no!
attacking.
No, not the Arabian forces. Where are they? Where are they? I'm not seeing them. Okay, they're down here. Let's see if we can get
Always ready.
the archers into that tower as quickly as possible. A couple of crossbowmen over there. We got 4. Okay, a couple more archers, a couple more crossbows. Get those archers in those towers. Get them here. 2 crossbowmen here. Let's get them up in that tower. Yeah, so I don't know if the ballistas are going to be able to hold out very long against these many ranged units. We have quite a few slingers here, quite a few horse archers. Why is that archer? That archer's an idiot. I don't know where he was running to. Let's get a couple of crossbowmen up in that tower up there. And I'm just gonna speed this back up to 40. Don't want to go too slow. I don't think this first attack is very significant. No. So yeah, later attacks actually come with siege equipment, but this very first attack is pretty light overall. And I just wish I had a few more military units. So not enough gold. We should be making some more gold. Yeah, with that, all that going on. The inn got plenty of ale circulating. And increase the housing capacity here. Crossbowmen should be fairly decent. Hey, is that a wood? There's a peasant trapped outside. Might have been a former woodcutter. Yeah, they're going around plundering. The swordsmen are plundering all of my woodcutters. We have plenty of wood to rebuild. And then basically we have a couple crossbowmen over here shooting at these horse archers. This attack should be over with relatively quickly, so I'm speeding it back up to 80. And what I would like to start working on, I think, let's see here. We don't have enough hops. They should be harvesting the hops anytime now. Do we have any ale? We have 1 ale left. I think we're doing fine, and on that front. But we do need more gold. So what I'm going to be doing here, we have quite a few peasants around the campfire. Let's get a couple more iron mines up and going. Iron cells for a fair bit of gold. And then I'm also going to be replacing those woodcutters. So that should use up a fair amount of our idle peasant population. But not enough. Maybe we should also do an additional quarry once we get more wood in. At the moment, we're a little bit low on wood. I actually don't need this stone for anything other than gold. And how is the granary doing? It's doing okay. Could put down a few more apple farms. One of the problems with having apple farms that distantly located is I think it reduces their productivity pretty significantly. I know with the wheat farms, if you have your wheat farms too distantly located from the stockpile, some of the wheat is generally going to go to waste. But I'm really not sure how that applies to the apple farms and dairy farms. Like, is it affected is it affected in any way aside from the simple extended distance? Like, they have to walk twice as far. Is it affected in any way besides that? I'm not sure. Okay, so we're going to do another quarry, and we need more wood. We should have enough wood coming in. We should have a lot of wood coming in. But at the same time, I also wanted to start building more weapons. So one of the problems, really, with these older Stronghold games is like ranged units are overpowered quite significantly, so you won't see me end up building a lot of melee units like swordsmen. It's simply not needed. I think they balanced that out better in games like Stronghold 2, where it simply wasn't enough just to spam a whole bunch of archers and crossbowmen inside towers. But in these earlier games, that was definitely the case, where you could hold out against any attack just by having crossbowmen in a tower, basically. Let's get some more tanners up and going. Running a bit low on that wood, but we got more woodcutters coming in. So 1 inn basically provides enough ale coverage for 51% of your population up to a maximum, or it provides enough coverage for 50% of your population up to 58 total peasants in your castle. So at the moment I'm making a lot of gold here, so I'm not really, I don't need to invest in another inn. Probably could. There's definitely more inn around. I mean, there's more ale around. More inn. Let's do another inn. And then we will have 100% population coverage. And we can increase the taxes by another 4 points or so. Let's get these units over there. You might have noticed I'm not using the spears at all. I probably could. Let's recruit some of them. I can always use them to destroy battering rams if my ballistas get destroyed, or they don't target. My ballistas don't end up targeting the battering rams like they should, or like I want them to. Ultimately, I think the spearmen are going to be more useful to me than swordsmen would be, or pikemen. Apparently you can build pikemen in this episode. Let me see about that. Maybe you can't. No? I have access to all the various different weapon classes. Or the different weapon buildings. To find out if you had access to all the different weapon classes, do you go to army? I'm not sure if that changes if the scenario has certain units removed. Not sure about that. I never was really one for checking the whole army screen. I know some people do that. Probably better people than me. So it must be something I'm missing out on. Yeah, we're at 90. That's about halfway done. Really. They're certainly generous with the time in this mission, I guess you could say. Not feeling constrained at all. But we're due for another attack any time now, so things should start to get interesting again.
You can count on us.
And put the spearmen up in the keep, I think. Pretty much the center of everything here. We have more than enough ox tether is working. Like, I just don't know what I'm expected to do with all this gold. And that's discounting the fact that I didn't even have my taxes turned up to compensate for the additional popularity from ale coverage. We're losing a bit of food, though, so maybe more apple farms? We can fit more, it's just I want to have a few of my peasants sitting around the campfire to recruit yet.
Scouts report a large Arabian force
Yeah.
marching towards us.
Sounds good. We are ready. I believe we are ready. Yeah, so they set me up with the castle right from the beginning and everything. It was really quite nice. I could add an additional layer of walls. I always like doing that layered wall look. Oh, there they are. There they are. Yeah, so I always like the look where you basically have the tall walls on the inside and then you layer that with the low wall on the outside. It's very aesthetically appealing to me. So those horse archers are going right down. As you can see, the swordsmen, the Arabian swordsmen, are targeting my iron mines. Unfortunately, you know, that is really a bad strategy. This whole idea that the AI should try to pillage during an invasion instead of just going for the castle. I'm a little bit worried here, I will admit. A little bit worried about that tower. I don't want all my archers to die because of it, so I will be moving them off. Okay, one battering ram's down, 2 battering rams are down. 450 health points left. Deary me. Okay, there we go. Rebuild this wall before the Arabian swordsmen get here. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Repair that tower. And everybody get back in the tower. So, Arabian swordsmen normally are fairly good, but if you have... If the person you're attacking has the crossbowmen, they're just going to get mown down. So, that's the main reason we have the crossbowmen here. Is to take care of or deal with the Arabian swordsmen. Because otherwise, yeah, spamming archers is very effective against horse archers and those lightly armored troop types. But crossbowmen absolutely just mop the floor with Arabian swordsmen. Not so much the case with the European swordsmen. Allegedly, it's because the European swordsmen have better armor or equipment. But they still do a significant amount of damage. Like, that is the proper counter if you're looking for troop or unit counters in this game. Unlike a lot of strategy games which use the rock, paper, scissors method. Like, yeah, what is it? It's not a method. It's like a philosophy or something. Design philosophy. In Stronghold, the idea behind the different unit types is that they are light counters to each other. So, for example, the crossbowman is a light counter to the Arabian swordsman, but they really don't have any inherent weakness, and that can be a balancing problem because basically if the crossbowmen are these super powered units that can quite easily take out the most powerful units in the game, like swordsmen, that puts them in a very interesting situation where there's not a whole lot you can do about them in terms of removing them. Yeah, so we're getting closer. We're getting close to that final time, that final invasion, but the scenario designers were certainly generous with time. Considering this is the last scenario-based campaign in the game, I think they could have been a little bit more harsh, but this is the first mission of the last campaign. So how the game is split up, instead of having like a linear story-driven campaign as they did in Stronghold HD, they basically, or Firefly, the developer basically broke it up into 4 separate campaigns. So that's why I call them mini campaigns. And they all deal with different crusades that took place throughout history. So in the first one, we were introduced, it was a very low level. I guess that was my problem with it. Like, if you recall Stronghold HD, because I played through that entire campaign, it started out where you were handheld, or they held your hand through a lot of it, but then by mission 10 or so, I'd say, the difficulty really started ramping up, and it just continued from there, by and large. Like, obviously, there were one-off missions that weren't really as hard as I thought they should be. But in this this new format of the mini campaign, it seems like they always start you off at square one again. So every time, like every 5 missions, the 6th mission is going to be this really easy mission once again, because they start you off from that base level instead of just continuing the difficulty progression as they did in Stronghold HD. That was my general impression of it anyway. You might have noticed I have a lot of leather armor here, not using any of it. I'm impressed at how well that one dairy farm is supplying all of these armorers.
Scouts report a large Arabian
force. Yeah, so they those Arabian swordsmen actually ended up destroying 2 of my iron mines. Not that it really matters. I shouldn't have deleted that. Shouldn't have deleted the quarry. Just turn off the woodcutters. Because I don't need any more wood. And wood doesn't sell for a great price, so... Like, if you have to allocate your peasants... Oh, we got Arabian forces attacking. If you have to allocate your peasants towards producing something, pretty sure you're going to get a better return on them producing stone versus producing wood if your only intent is to sell it. I've never actually priced this stuff out. Like, I know some people will do the spreadsheet stuff where they really want to know exactly, but that was just the general feeling I had for it, is that, yeah, wood doesn't sell for a lot. It's almost, it's hardly worthwhile, I guess you could say. Oh, wow. I absolutely nailed it there. Yeah, so that was the first mission of the 3rd mini-campaign in Stronghold Crusader HD. It was a little bit longer than a lot of the previous missions that we've had, but thank you very much for watching, and as always, I hope to see you next time.